This academic year, we did diverse types of work. One of the most challenging and interesting was giving a presentation. I think we got a valuable experience of speaking in public. First, we all felt nervous and confused, but I hope that each time we try to overcome our shyness, learn from our previous mistakes. I would like to single out the most interesting facts we got to know. Let me start with presentations about Japan. We learned about wedding traditions, traditional cuisine and mass media. Vlad, Masha and Nastya studied Japanese, and they found out many interesting things about Japan. Vlad told us about receiving guests in a Japanese home. It's normal to receive a gift from the host. The guest may politely refuse to take the gift for the first time, but should accept it if the host insists for the second time. Now, I'm going to turn to some meal-taking traditions. Japanese cuisine is known for the food quality of ingredients. Masha and Nastya reported to us about the main meal in Japan: rice, noodles and bread. I suppose that you all have tasted sushi and sashimi once in your life, although many people who visit Japan believe that they are rather different from those in Russia. Bento is a single portion take-out or home-packed meal common in Japanese cuisine. Bento is typically decorated to look like popular characters from comic books, anime, animals, buildings and monuments, or other things. But what interested me most of all is the following fact: fugu is a delicatessen. Now let's turn to the presentation about newspapers in Japan. The first newspapers appeared in the 17th century. Such sheets called kavaraban were published in Osaka in a telegraphic way, using bakelite tablets as the template. 200 years later, when the Europeans and Americans went to the islands, they began to print their own newspapers, which mostly contained material about local news. The turning point for the Japanese press was 1868, when Meiji Revolution took place in Japan. At that time it was decided to modernize the life of the empire, and one of the main examples of a new life was the appearance of Japanese newspapers. There were two types of newspapers, first called big newspaper, or shimbun, for political news, and kosimbun, small newspaper, like tabloids which publish local news, interesting stories, chronicle of incidents, as well as light fiction. Next we come to up-to-date newspapers. The Yomiuri Shimbun is the most popular in the world. Founded in 1874, the Yomiuri Shimbun has the largest newspaper circulation in the world. And now about mass media in China. This presentation was given by Lisa. The world's first printed newspaper was the Capital Gazette, which was first published in China in the 8th century. The major national newspaper, Renmin Zhibao, or People's Daily, was established in 1948 as the main organ of the Chinese Communist Party. It offers overseas editions and internet access in foreign languages. Now China's mass media are regulated by the State Administration of Radio, Film and Television. The Chinese Communist Party's propaganda department traditionally has played a large role as arbiter of standards for appropriate broadcasts. The People's Broadcasting Station transmits radio broadcasts in Standard Chinese, Putonghua, and various dialects in minority languages throughout China. The internet censorship in China is among the most stringent in the world. The government blocks many websites. As a result, many sites practice self-censorship. let me move on to the next presentation about modern technologies and gadgets. I would like to turn your attention to some of the most useful gadgets for everyday life and studying. Pocketbook. It's good for students to write and save a lot of new information. You don't need to carry around lots of things for studying. You can upload there everything that you need. For example, books, maps, projects, and so on. Micro earphones. Lots of modern students are using it to cheat. Teachers believe them, but it isn't a good idea because doing students become a generation of couch potatoes. And probably the most important gadget is the cell phone. New mobile telephones have dictionaries, calculators, and instant access to the internet. Modern phones have the ability of editing documents, and they have dictaphones for saving speech and lectures. Scan and translate your pen. This gadget enables users to scan and transfer a printed text directly into a PC. It offers users a quick and easy way to take notes from almost any printed document. And finally, I would like to tell you about the most necessary gadget for us students. The study ball gadget is a prison-style ball and chain that you can program to keep track of how much time you spend studying. Once you've selected the desired duration, you chain the ball to your ankle, and the manacle won't come off until the scheduled study time is up. Next we come to the most colorful presentations about wedding traditions. There are many different wedding rituals such as Christian, Buddhist, and Shinto in modern Japan. Central to the traditional Japanese marriage ceremony is the ritual of drinking 9 cups of sake, after which newlyweds are considered united. Families and guests also drink sake to symbolize the bonding of the couple, as well as of the two families. Then the father of the groom and of the bride introduce the family members to each other. Traditionally, the young couple receive 2 gifts from each guest. Friends and relatives send a wedding gift to the couple before or after, but never on the wedding day. Historically, Japanese wedding ceremonies were performed in Shinto shrines. A Shinto shrine is a building which is used for the safekeeping of sacred objects, whose main purpose is to enshrine one or more Shinto kami, spirits. And even today, many of Japan's weddings, therefore, are held in shrines for those couples who want to follow Japanese wedding traditions. Red is central to the wedding theme of China too. It signifies love, joy, and prosperity, and is used in a variety of ways of Chinese wedding traditions. Even the bride and groom's homes are decorated in red on the wedding day. Wedding anniversaries in China are carefully chosen according to astrological signs. The groom arrives at the house of his bride on the way to the wedding chapel. He brings gifts of cash wrapped in red tissue to give to his bride's friends in exchange for letting her go. In some families, the wedding couple serves tea to both sets of parents, while kneeling in front of them, a symbolic gesture of asking for permission. So this is the end of my brief review of our presentations. I hope you find some facts very informative. Giving a presentation is a good way to improve our language skills and to hone pronunciation. So in conclusion, I expect that next academic year will bring us other themes and challenges.